Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Shima. And we have Aaron on our team in a Kaba and we have Peak on our team in a Yami. Now, I wasn't planning on doing another video with Peak and Aaron, but they did invite me to play with them last night and this is one of the matches, so I figure I might as well show you guys. Now, generally speaking, I'm playing a destroyer when I'm with Peak or Aaron because they like to play more tactical. So one of us is usually in a destroyer, one of us is in a cruiser, one is in a battleship. However, this time we took out two destroyers, one gunboat and one torp boat. Now, what you're going to see is a perfect example of not only teamwork for our division. Me, Peak, and Aaron play together quite a bit anymore, so we have a pretty good understanding of what each other are capable of, and that goes a long ways for being able to trust one another to do certain things. Now, the role that I usually play early in a match is spotting, right? I talk about it all the time. So I'm going to go straight into the center of the map, and notice that I'm not going to go right at that center island either. A lot of people will sail right at that island, and that keeps you from being able to detect people for longer. I'm going to try to swing out a little bit wide, but I'm going to get a call from Aaron saying that there's somebody directly across my bow. So I'm going to turn back towards the island, hoping that I can spot the person to my right and not get shot at, preferably. And once they're spotted, it's likely a destroyer, so we'll be able to absolutely wreck them with our Kaba and me. Unfortunately, that isn't exactly what happens. Instead, I'm going to swing back across the left side of this island. You can see we've got Shima on the right. And so I'm trying to think about launching torpedoes, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't. And then that's about the time that somebody gets spotted coming across my bow. Again, we're swinging around the left side of the island here. We don't want to stay behind the island, and it's the Z-23. Now, normally I wouldn't want to engage a Z-23, but I've got a Kaba here, and between a Kaba and a Shima, this Z-23 never had a chance. He never had his destroyer, man. This guy is toast. And that's about the time that we get smashed by a Wichita. And I'm like, oh, okay, drop smoke. Obviously, Wichita, radar cruiser, not going to get away with smoking, right? So I'm going to turn in to the island. The quickest way to disengage from this guy, for me, is to turn in towards that island. Keep him from being able to shoot me for much longer, and he's going to shoot the island. Okay, he does still have me radared, so I've got to be careful, make sure I'm not getting shot by people. And so that is our next goal. Now, we've got Iowa out there. Unfortunately, he's outside our range. But the radar should be wearing off any time on this Wichita. And so we managed to help take out one of their destroyers early. That's a huge advantage for our team. And we are now going to be trying to set up our next play. Now, initially I was thinking, look how many people are still shooting at me. Just goes to show you, Spartan Effect is in true fashion. You gotta love it. It's always a thing when I'm in a match. If I get detected, everybody shoots at me. Now I'm in a Shima, so I can't really blame them. Now here I was testing if the Wichita had his, hydro running. And then sure enough he does. As soon as I get within his hydro range, he lights me up. And everybody starts shooting at me again. Can't really blame them. I'm in a Shima. It's a thing. I would want me dead too. But we know the Wichita's still there. We had him spotted temporarily. And now somebody else actually has him spotted currently. And he dropped spot. But we know where he's at. And so we can kind of plan what our next move is. Now, Peak is pushing up, and he's in the Yami, remember? And we also have a Kaba. Now, Kaba is fully capable of ruining any destroyer it comes across. And it can really hurt cruisers as well. Now, I know that this Wichita has already burned his sonar and already burned his radar. So I'm going to place these torps back on himself, thinking he's going to probably turn back. And I don't think he actually gets a chance to. We launch torps here, and about this time, I believe Peak reaches out and gives him the clap. And wait for it. I guess phrasing wasn't so good on that one. Claps him. How about that? But it's about this moment that we actually spotted the Shima. enemy Shima, I just launched my torpedoes. I've got a Kaba nearby, and so I call for Aaron to come over and assist. I'll keep this guy spotted. Now, this guy has a HP advantage initially, but I'm able to shoot both my rear guns at him. He only gets one front gun at me, right? He does swing out. He's going to run into the shore to try to get his other guns involved here. And that's ultimately going to be his undoing because he's got no maneuverability from this point on. And so we go ahead, reach out, and touch him. Now, once again, we're being shot at by the Wichita and everybody else. We don't panic. And that's the main thing that I try to get across to people in their destroyers. You have hit points just like everybody else. It's not going to be a one-shot kill. Okay? It very rarely is a one-shot kill when you're in a destroyer. So use your hit points. You dictate your engagements. Okay? So even though you may get down low health early on, as long as you survive, you don't have to ever get detected again. Now, it's at this point, Peak and Aaron and I come up with a plan. Peak and Aaron are going to hold this side over here with these 3 enemy ships. They've got a battleship with them who just rammed a enemy battleship and survived, but not for long because I'm sure he's been burning, and actually Iowa finishes him off. So just like that, our ship advantage on that side has dropped. They have a destroyer out there. Again, our Kaba should be able to handle him, and they have an Iowa, and our Yami can definitely handle him. So I go back to assist the other side of the map. This is something that you have to recognize as a team, okay? Even if you're in a division, okay? Now, it's easy to do because I know the capabilities of my 2 ships over there, not to mention Aaron and Peak. So it's easy for me to go, okay, let's leave these guys and go assist the other side and make sure that this side holds up. Okay, that's the goal. We launched some torpedoes on the Yami that's getting ready to come around the island, and he's actually watching the stream, I believe. Peak and Aaron, I think, said that he was in their last couple matches, so there's a good chance he was watching the stream. And so he's actually going to make the perfect play and slow down and come to a stop to try to avoid running into my torpedoes that he didn't even know existed, which is always fun. But he does manage to avoid all of these torpedoes. Luckily, I have one in reserve. And as I see that he's starting to think about reversing and potentially coming forward after these torpedoes miss him, I'm trying to figure out when I should launch my torpedoes and where. And this is about the point where I decide that it's a good time. So I'm assuming he's about to start going forward. And we're going to go ahead and drop not directly on the marker, but just slightly ahead of it. Because I figure he's going to slow down, he's going to stop, he's going to go forward. And hopefully we'll catch him with some torpedoes. Now, we're out here, we got 5,700 health. All of their destroyers are gone. They've got 2 Yamatos and a Wichita over here that are pretty healthy. Or is it an Ochakov? Can't remember. I want to say it's a Wichita, though. I think it was the Wichita that was there early. I guess Peak didn't smash him yet. I forgot. It happens very, very shortly, though. But you can see I'm looking back to see how my torpedoes look, and sure enough, we get one, and of course it's one that actually gets damaged. Like, it hits the belt and gets reduced to half its normal damage, and didn't even cause a flood, which is real unfortunate on both accounts. Now, you might be looking at this and be like, well, Spartan, why are you showing us a video where you only got 20,000 damage? Now, come on, guys. You guys know me better than that. Would I really only show you a game with 20,000 damage? It would have to be one heck of a strategic game in order for that to be a thing. No, we're going to get more damage. And it's going to come in the form of a Yami that does not know I exist. This Yami just finished off our teammate and thinks he's all in the clear. There's no reason for him to know that I exist out here. Unfortunately for him, I do. And even more unfortunately for him, I've got 10 torpedoes loaded, and we're sending all 10 of them at the broadside of that ship. This is worst case scenario if you're in a battleship. You just finished an engagement, you figure you've got some people left on as far away from you as possible, you're feeling pretty good about your life choices, and out of the blue come the most nasty demon fish on the planet and you did nothing to avoid the one time that you probably didn't slow down or turn right or turn left and you get caught. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Wait for it, and come on, baby. 1, 2, 3, down he goes, Death Strike. And just like that, we're up to 75,000 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I thought we were almost ready to grab that Wichita out there as well. It looked like it was heading in the right direction anyway. But Peak manages to Death Strike the Wichita, finally giving him the clap that he deserves. And then Yami is just absolutely begging for it as well, and I believe Peak is going to beat me to this one as well. When Peak gets the accuracy of dreams, it's very, very hard for enemy ships to survive. Because he does, I don't know how he does it. He complains about accuracy more than I do, but this man gets some of the nastiest freaking tight groupings that you've ever seen out of every ship that he plays. I don't know, I don't understand it. I think he's just lucky, you know, it must be some of that noob luck. But yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. 75,000 damage, top of the leaderboard for Peak, and Aaron coming in second, me coming in third. We managed to kill 7 out of the 9 enemy ships in our division. So if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.